Turtle Talk is brought to you by the original Greene Turtle on 116th Street in Ocean City.
Grab a triple hops brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness.
Your home for the best in new country on Delmarva. Hot Country 107.7.
Welcome back to Turtle Talk.
And even though the spread's been 9 points and 9.5 points last couple of weeks, you know, you just felt the whole panel. We all picked the Ravens. I think everyone in the room picked the Ravens. And just the national media and people in general were just a little slow to understand. But yes, I mean, we played them 6 times in 4 years or something like that. So it was a divisional game. We had confidence going in there. The wind we talked about was going to be a factor, and Joe handled the adversity. I mean, he's handled the cold. He's handled the wind. And Tommy, it was just a situation. I don't think it was much of a surprise winning the game for us, but how they won, it was kind of semi-comfortable in the fourth quarter.
See, I'm not as critical of Flacco. I don't watch it like you guys do. I mean, I know you watch every play, and I sometimes don't get to see every play. But sure. I always thought Flacco. I thought he was a pretty good quarterback. You know, and I guess he has some bad games, but I think generally speaking, I think he's up there with the majority of the National Football League quarterbacks. I like him. I'm also got a team that we haven't had a quarterback since Sonny Jurgensen.
I'll trade right
now.
That's
that's his helmet right here. But I mean, we've been waiting a long time. Now it finally looks like we may have one, and so far it looks like we do. But you know, who knows? But boy, we're used to having a new quarterback every 4 or 5 weeks.
That Joe Flacco had with Cam, are they still there post Cam? And you know, is his relationship with Caldwell good enough to overcome those problems? So you're going to know pretty quickly whether it works or not.
All right, so you think that's enough time. JJ, what do you think on the outside?
I think it is enough time, and Mike, you can help me out with this. Caldwell, obviously, quarterback's coach now the offensive coordinator for the Ravens, formerly the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. Unfortunately, when they went 2-14, whatever they went, was he with the Colts when Peyton Manning was also with the Colts?
Yes.
Correct, right? He was. Now, I don't know exactly what his title was. Yeah. Here's what we talked about last segment.
Well, he was the QB's coach, and then he was elevated to head coach.
Yeah, like we talked about last segment with the confidence that Joe Flacco had in Cameron, and Cameron possibly being a control freak, like you said perfectly. I think Caldwell, because he's had such a great quarterback, as in Peyton Manning, I think he's going to actually believe in Flacco, seeing that, and I think Flacco's going to feed off of that and actually have confidence knowing that this coordinator has been with one of the best of all time. He's done it before, and you know what? He's calling the plays. Those are the plays. You're not going to see Joe Flacco, if you run the no huddle against Denver, looking over to the sideline, not knowing what play it is. You got the play. He called it for a reason. Go. I think you're good to go.
Delmarva's new hot country.
Maybe next time I'll think before he cheats.
She thinks my tractor's sexy. It really turns her on.
I can feel you breathe. It's washing over me. And suddenly I'm melting into you.
It just comes natural.
Your home for the best in new country on Delmarva. Hot Country 107.7.
I was off last week too, Bruce. I'm on. I believe. I think this is a team that can do it. So, hey, I'm going to go with 27-24. Justin Tucker reverses last year, and we get the win, and we're going to the Super Bowl.
Do you believe in destiny? If you do believe in destiny, and I do, there's certain teams. I mean, like you said, all the things you just mentioned over there. I mean, if there's a team, and I've been listening to all sports talk radio like we all have, I'm sure, and watching ESPN. I'm actually amazed and surprised at how many people are picking the Ravens, to be honest with you, and it's great. I think it's kind of a jinx. Sports Illustrated picked them, and I thought, oh my God, when they put him on Joe Flacco on the cover 2 weeks ago, I thought we were done. But we survived that. But now Peter King picked them to win. But all these people, two Pittsburgh Steelers, Kiesel and Pouncey both picked the Ravens. And I give the Steelers a lot of credit for that. That's pretty cool. But if there's destiny, all those things you mentioned, and look where they are. Because I got to tell you, probably a month ago or a month and a half ago, we were all probably looking like things ain't looking so good for us. But you know what? You got to give those guys a lot of credit. Not just, and I love Ray Lewis. I think he's awesome and great and everything. But you know what? Him coming back was great. But I tell you, there was something else there. And I think it's Flacco playing really well.
But in the last segment, I said Ray Lewis is the best defensive player of all time, and I'll stand by that comment. The guy's been here for 17 years, never had a great offense, and willed his team to play the best of their ability every year and take them to the playoffs, take them for championships, and to me, just the greatest defensive player of all time.
I tell you, Mike. All right, I'll give it up.
I'll drink to that after the show.
Yeah, that's right. I knew he could be the best, Steve.
I think when Steve Bisciotti came down, he talked about how much the Flacco meant to the team, and the question was asked of him, what makes you feel good about this team going forward? And he said the fact that I have Joe Flacco.
Miss Marno, you got a question? Step right on up.
My question is for Steve. If and when Ray Lewis decides to retire, will we have a place in our organization for him? Because he's been a real backbone for us.
That's a great question. I've been asked that a few times, and all I can tell you is that I think Ray Lewis transcends a position in our organization. If he ever needs it, he's got it, but I don't think he'll ever need it. I think that Ray is on to bigger and better things, and I think that his heart is such that he would rather move people, and he can make his money in speaking engagements and endorsements, but his heart is bigger than his will, and I really believe that he's going to be somebody that you're going to be more proud of being in the world than being in our organization 20 years from now. How's that?
Well said. Well said.
Something to drink?
Oh yeah, take a light beer.
More taste or less taste?
I don't really care about taste.
Well, when you're done hitting off the ladies' tea, I'll come back and give you a Miller Lite.
You the man! Man up and choose a light beer with more taste. Grab a triple hops brewed Miller Lite with that great Pilsner taste.
I got a Miller Lite.
Nice.
Where you going? Ladies' tea. Let's go.
And welcome into another installment of the original Green Turtles Ravens Rap Show here on Comcast Beach TV at Delmarva's Rock Radio 93.5 The Beach. And welcome in! It's another installment of the original Green Turtles Ravens Rap Show here on Comcast Beach TV at Delmarva's Rock Radio 93.5 The Beach. And welcome in! It's another installment of the original Green Turtles Ravens Rap Show here on Comcast Beach TV at Delmarva's Rock Radio 93.5 The Beach.
Gary was obligated to do this stuff for many years. Part of his contract was that he had to show up 50 times, and he had to talk 5 minutes after a loss. And I live with this stuff, but through John Harbaugh, and watch what he does, and it's completely different than a show. In fairness, I could do this in 100 towns, and I would have this many rabid Ravens fans. You don't get to where we are without having people like you all over the state doing this. So for us to be here, and I wasn't teasing, it's because of Steve Pappas. That's why we're here. And I get invitations from every Ravens roost in the state, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put my wife through it. I'm not going to put myself through it. I don't want to be out there that way. In Coach's world, he was obligated to do it, and so when it comes to a voluntary opportunity like this, it comes down to the kind of people that we grew up with, who we're associated with, who we like to golf with tomorrow, and we will be golfing tomorrow, I can assure you.